December the 3rd, 2015 marks the second anniversary of President Nelson Mandela's passing. All South Africans and the world are urged to keep his memory alive by living his values and continuing with efforts aimed at ensuring that all humanity lives in a society where peace, tolerance, law, justice and human rights form the cornerstone of our daily lives. Thus, today a press conference has been held in the South African Embassy, presided by the ambassador in Algeria, Mr. Denis Thokozani Dlomo.
The commemoration today was to recount the steps Nelson Mandela took, working hand in hand with Africans and the oppressed people in general, but specifically with Algerians. We, as the South African mission in Algeria, have the moral obligation, when this commemoration period starts, to commit Nelson Mandela to the Algerian public, but also to share his legacy with the people of Algeria, especially the young ones who did not have an opportunity of interacting for a long period with Nelson Mandela.
Nelson Mandela was a South African anti-apartheid revolutionary, politician and philanthropist who served as President of South Africa from 1994 to 1999. He was the country's first black chief executive and the first elected in a fully representative democratic election. His government focused on dismantling the legacy of apartheid through tackling racism and fostering racial reconciliation. Before his death, he addressed a message to all African nations, South or North, to stay united facing all obstacles.
That his legacy is alive and that although he is gone, he remains with us through his teachings, and that insofar as those of us who have worked side by side him, and those of us who have been exposed to his work, and those of us who have been touched by his magnanimity, by his sacrifice, by his commitment to serving humanity, by his love for the downtrodden and oppressed, his readiness to educate, to support, to empower, we would want to emulate him and to make every day a Nelson Mandela Day. He said it was all in our hands, that we must go out to support those who are worse off than us, that wherever there is oppression, those who are able to do anything, which is any and every one of us, must talk against that which is going wrong. Because to be quiet would mean that what we went through as South Africans would be repeated. His call was that never and never again should humanity see such oppression of people against each other.
Nelson Mandela spent his youth fighting for the freedom of South African population from oppression. He was imprisoned for 27 years. Soon after release, he became the first president of South Africa in elections in which all the people could vote. He gave great priority to reconciliation between races.